Dr. Cortez. And today we're going to continue discussion for income taxation, specifically the nature of taxation. Then last meeting we already defined what is the meaning of the lesson today. Sabihin, if you are a marketing student or business student, you are trained as an employer later on, not only an employee. So if you have your own company, whether that is sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation, magbabayad ka ng tax na. And even if you are just an employee, magbabayad ka pa rin ng taxation, but a different type of taxation. So, meron kasi tayong tinatawag na corporate taxation and also income taxation. That is the rationale. We're going to know the definition of taxation, the nature of taxation, the power of taxation, the kind of taxes, how you compute the taxes. So, ito yung ating background for the lesson na taxation. And ito yung ating objectives for the subject. You should be able to explain the nature, definition, the types of taxation, the types of tax to be paid, how to compute your taxation, and apply the basic principles of taxation sa yung mga sariling company or business. And we should also learn how is the Philippine taxation being done, the structure of Philippine taxation, and we should contrast yung mga different tax paid by different entities or organization in the Philippines. Yun ating topic or objectives at the end of the lesson. Yung ating mga target that you should be able to do. And for this particular lesson, ito yung ating mga topics to be covered: the definition, history, the 4 R's of taxation, the purpose of taxation, design, characteristic with sound taxation system, and of course the limitations of taxation, which I know are very important sa inyo as owner or business owner or plain employee. Ang tax is compulsory contributions charged by the government sa mga taong kanyang nasasakupan, qualified people, qualified businesses, qualified transactions. Yan ay tinatax. Compulsory, ibig sabihin, pag hindi ka nagbayad ng tax mo, you'll be facing charge like tax evasion, surcharge. Ayan, so may mga tao nang kinasuhan ng hindi pagbabayad ng tax. So that is tax evasion. You can avoid taxation, but you can't evade taxation. And taxation is also an inherent power of the state. Ibig sabihin, matagal na taxation is attached to a state. Ibig sabihin, state can't survive pag wala sa mga revenue na pagkukunan sa kanyang gagamitin sa mga basic services sa kanyang pinoprovide sa kanyang mga nasasakupan or constituent. So, even though matagal na, no? Meron pa rin, may tax talagang sinisingil, maybe a different name, but the purpose is an amount charged by the government or state sa kanya nasasakupan, whether that is person, company, business, or transactions. So, inherent power of the state, no? Yung tawag natin doon. Sabihin, talagang it follows na pag may state or government, talagang they should be collecting taxes or revenue dun sa mga sasakupan. Okay, and okay, and um, tax additional definition of taxation. So yun nga, a taxation is charge imposed by the government on the annual gains of person. So pag ikaw ay nagbenta rin ng something and you gain something from a transaction. So meron ka ring tax na babayaran kasi actually maraming klaseng tax ang binabayaran ng isang citizen or corporation or company or businesses sa isang state. May income tax, may business tax, may capital gains tax, may passive income na binabayaran, may mga tax sa mga investment, mga transaction, may tax pag nagbenta ka, mayroong tax na binabayaran. Example, pag namili ka, pag may binili ka, you should be paying the VAT or value added tax. So, may mga taxable unit sa isang state or government na dapat ang bayad ng tax. Pag ikaw ay may income from investment, income from your business, property dealings, or nagbenta ka ng property, then you gain something from that transactions, so meron kang tax na babayaran. The same thing if you own something like property, so meron kang mga property taxes na binabayaran. So, yun ang ating mga iti-take up dito sa ating subject, no? Yung different, kasama yun, mga different types of taxes na babayaran ng isang individual or corporation or business or transactions. Kapag merong annual earnings, individual or business, so merong individual, meron kang babayarang personal income tax, no? Pag yun is mga individual. Iba naman binabayaran sa mga corporation, binabayaran ng mga partnership, yun naman tinatawag natin mga corporate taxes. So maraming klase, no? Yung binabayaran isang individual or corporation. But kayo, for the meantime, no, after you graduated from the university, so iba siya ipapasok ng trabaho, so meron kang tax na babayaran sa iyong salary. And iba ay maghahanap magtatayo ng negosyo, so meron kang corporate tax na babayaran. And let's go to the history of taxation in the Philippines. Sabi ko kanina, from the pre-colonial, mayroon ng binabayaran. No? Sabi na kanina, ang generic naman yung revenue, no? Maybe they don't call that revenue before. May iba silang tawag siguro dyan. But the idea is, pag ang isang state, no, kahit matagal na yan, it has been collecting revenue dun sa kanyang mga nasasakupan. So, pre-colonial society, meron tayong, may kinokolekta na, but maybe not, we don't call those as taxes. Meron siyang tawag. So, itong mga taong to, pre-colonial Philippines, no, sila ay nagbabayad ng tax or revenue in maybe different term ang kanilang ginagamit, but they're paying dun sa state na nakakasakop sa kanila. Maybe not taxes, but may binabayaran pa rin sila, no, in support of the government dun sa mga nasasakupan ng isang state or ng isang government. And some examples, no, ito'y Philippine history. Yung mga tao dati, they have been paying something to the government, especially mga tao na male from 16 to 60 years old of age. We call that forced labor. Specifically, we call that the polo e-servicio. Binabayaran nila, that is personal service to community project. No? Maybe not amount, but forced labor in the form of, kasi dati wala naman talagang currency na ginagamit. No, so they are paying something in lieu of a currency, like for example, service or commodity. No, yan ang pinaka-bayad or pinaka-tax nila sa kanilang mga leaders. No, forced labor tawag natin dyan. So, kailan pwedeng ma-exempted? Sa tulad ngayon, no, may mga exempted din sa sa taxation now. And also the same during the pre-colonial, there are also those people who are exempted. So how are they going to be exempted from taxation? So one could be exempted from the polo or the forced labor by paying a fee called falya. And hindi sa pera, but maybe some form of commodity. Kasi dati, di ba, gumagamit sila dati ng ng precious stones or shells. Those are the form of currency. Matagal-matagal na, no? Hindi pa pera kanilang ginagamit dati, no? But yung falya is a fee which was worth 1.5 real, no? So, parang pag may pera ka dati, you can be exempted from the forced labor or na polo. Pag meron kang pera, pag meron kang falya, no? Tinatawag natin. O tinatawag nila dati. And bandal is also collected from Filipinos. It comes from the Tagalog word mandala, round stack of rice stalks. So, sa pera, round stack of rice stalks to be tres. No? So, commodity. Kung ginagamit nila dating pang collected from the Filipinos during the colonial period. So, Bandala natives were coerced to sell their harvest to the government at very low price. So, rice, palay, yung kanilang ginagamit na payment dati, no? Hindi the amount. So, that was a form of supporting the government or supporting the state. Tulad ngayon na pag sinabing tax ay automatic, no? That should be an amount, pera. All right, and now let's go to the Spanish pre-income generating means were introduced by the government during the Spanish time. May naglabasan yung mga types of enforced contribution, no? With the government in support of the government, they generated income generating activities by the government. Example, the Manila Acapulco galleon trade was a source of income for the colonial government during the Spanish time. And also the Polo Servicio was also a source of income, forced labor, no? The Bandala, the encomienda system. The encomienda system, we know that before may mga mayayaman mga sindero, then meron silang mga tauhan na nasa loob ng kanilang mga asyenda. Then itong mga tauhan na to ay nagbabayad sa kanilang dun sa mga sinderong mayayaman. Yan. So that was a form of tribute or tax given dun sa government, no? Pero ngayon wala na masyadong wala na masyadong encomienda system now kasi because of the land reform imposed by the government. So wala na masyadong ginagamit yung system na yan, ha? Parang hinahati-hati na yung mga land sa mga tao So wala na mga hasindero. Encomiendas. I don't know exactly if what yung tawag din sa mga may-ari ng encomienda, but I know mga hasindero to mga mga mayaman. At mga tauhan nila dati ay nagbabayad ng tribute dun sa mga hasindero, dun sa kanilang mga ani or na harvest. So they pay tribute dun sa mga may-ari ng mga lupa. So those are source of income generating activity during the Spanish time. Itong Acapulco, itong Manila Acapulco galleon trade, siyempre pag import, no? Pag pumasok dito, so they will pay import duties dun sa government, mga importer, no? Okay, so lipat tayo sa ating the 4 R's of taxation. Pag sinabing 4R, may 4 na purpose ang taxation. Bakit kailangan nating ating mga negosyante tulad nyo later on, bakit kayo ay tinatax? So may mga reason or purpose ang taxation, bakit ng government ay nag-impose ng taxation. The primary purpose of taxation is the revenue. To raise our revenue. Pag sinabing revenue, ito ang general term for all the income that are collected by the government from different sources, no, to raise revenue na pwedeng gamitin sa mga infrastructure, public works na para sa example, tulay, highways, school buildings, no, defense, military, police, na parang na ginagamit sa mga project ng government. So wala silang gamitin project ink or amount pag wala silang kinokolekta. So meron tayong collecting body, no? That is the BIR, the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Yung nagbabayad ng mga taxes nyo, no? Income or business taxes. So para makaipon ng revenue, kaya nagtatax. The second purpose of taxation is the redistribution. Sabihin niya, yung income in the country, mas marami yung alayo ng agwat ng mayayaman sa mga mahihirap. So para at least ma-level up yung income, yung may pinakamaraming pera, yun ang tinatax ng government. Para at least ma-distribute yung income. Kasi mga walang masyadong income or kunti lang yung kanilang income or kinikita, ang kanilang taxes ay hindi masyadong malaki. So pag malaki ang iyong kinikita, ang yung example, your business ay napakalaki ng kinikita, nasa bayad ka ng taxes. Whether that is corporate or partnership. Pag ikaw naman ay sole proprietorship, so doon ay depende naman sa level, no? Pag sole kasi, pag konti lang yung iyong income, so ang kanyang bracket, ang kanyang tax rate ay maliit lang, no? So pataas yan eh. Habang tumataas yung income, tumataas din yung tax rate. Example, 10%, naging 11%, naging 12, 15. So we call that the graduated type of taxation. Habang tumataas ang iyong income, pag sole or pag ikaw ay employee, yung tax rate mo ay tumataas. Okay, so that is the 4 hours, that is the revenue. Ayan, the taxes raise money to spend on armies, public works, highways, schools, and hospitals, government hospitals. No? Kaya nga libre yung hospital sila. Pag sa mga government hospitals, libre. Kasi nga, that is subsidized by the government. Pero the government needs revenue para masubsidize yung mga free na yan, free school, free high school, hospitals, roads, paggamit ng mga roads, no? So we should pay taxes para may gamitin yung government natin, example the Philippine government, para may gamitin in financing the projects for the public. So yung kaninang redistribution, yan tulay, no? Mga bagong projects ng government. So, ang sarap ng dahanan. Pag wala, kasi mayroon na kolekta, no? By the way, pag sinabi naman natin revenue, ang tax ay isang source lang ng revenue ng government. Maraming sources of revenue ng government So, pwede sa magbenta ng property, pwede sa mangolekta ng taxes, pwede sa mangutang sa foreign banks, no? Like World Bank or IMF. Foreign or International Monetary Fund. Okay, so ito yung redistribution. Transferring wealth from the richer sections of society to the poorer section. Yan, sinabi natin kanina, no? Mga mayayaman, tinatax natin para ng government para magamit sa mga mahirap. Yan. So, that is redistribution. The wealth, ang redistribute ay yung wealth, yung yaman, para at least mag-balance yung ang ating scale, no? Yan. Okay, so ang ating pangatlo na purpose ng taxation is the repricing. Taxes are levied to address externalities. For example, tobacco is taxed to discourage smoking. Yan, so bakit tinatax mga tobacco? Repricing, no? Kasi pag magbayad ka ng tax, the tendency is for you to increase the price of your product. Sabi ng ba't ang taas-taas nyo ng taas lang presyo nyo ngayon ng tobacco or liquor? Kasi tumaas yung tax Right? So pag tumaas ang tax, yung presyo ng yung product ay tataas din. Tataasan mo, no? Repricing eh. Pag nag-reprice ka, what is the purpose of repricing? Example, for tobacco or liquor, that is to discourage yung pag-inom, yung paggamit ng tobacco at paggamit ng mga liquor. Yan. So that is the purpose of one purpose of taxation. And the next one, representation. Sabihin dito, the ruler, the head of the government, will tax its citizen. Sabihin, pag siningil ka ng tax, ibig sabihin, may nakakasakop sa'yo na isang government. Right? Now, pag ikaw naman citizen, pag nagbayad ka, it means you should demand accountability. O, nagbayad ako ng tax. So, dapat meron kang gagawin para sa amin. Okay? So, yung tax, two-way, di ba? Sinigil ng government, ibig sabihin, may authority siya, no? And for the citizen, nagbayad sila ng tax, ibig sabihin, there should be somebody accountable pag nagbayad ka ng taxes. So, di ba? Saan yung nagbayad ka ng taxes, sila punta yung taxes namin. Yan. So, that is the taxes are representation ng state or ng citizen. Yan. Okay? Kaya ating apat na purpose ng taxation. We call those as the 4 R's of taxation. Ito naman yung ating mga types of taxes. No? Tax imposed. Maraming klase ng tax. May pababa, may flat. Okay? Pag ang tax imposed is increasing, as the economic well-being of the person increases then. Okay? So that is progressive taxes. No? Pataas eh. Pag tumataas ang income, example, your salary income is increasing, so your tax rate will be also increasing. So that is the progressive type of taxation. No? Now, if your income or salary is decreasing, your economic well-being is increases, so balik naman to. No? Pag yung income ay tumataas, the tax rate is decreasing. So that is the regressive. Yung ginagamit natin yung progressive. Sabihin, pag tumataas ang income, tumataas din ang iyong tax rate. Na. Hindi pangatlo, meron tayong tinatawag na the fixed rate. Sabihin, whether the income is increasing or decreasing. Hindi nagbabago ang tax rate. Flat pa rin. Na. So tulad ng ang income tax, that is progressive. Kasi nga, abang tumataas ang iyong income, tumataas din ang iyong tax rate. Pero pag ikaw ay corporation, whether your income is 10 million or 100,000, ang tax rate is 30%. So flat, fixed. Hindi nagbabago. Regardless of your income, hindi nagbabago ang corporate tax. 30%. Malaki man ang income ng yung business or maliit. So, 30%. Okay? So, the next one, importance of taxation. Bakit importante sa inyo? Why you are studying taxation? So, through tax kasi, the citizens can contribute to the government and give their fair share to the government, to the cost and expenses of the government. So, parang, diba sabi ko kanina yung government ay naniningil kasi ang government naman wala nang tulang pera yan pag hindi siya naniningil sa mga corporation. So, we are contributing something to the government. We are giving our fair share to the government. Importance, pag nag-tax ka, raising revenue, yan. No government can exist without fund. So, saan kumukuha ng fund ng government? Sa taxes. It can promote the welfare of the people. Wala siyang may tatayong tulay eh. Tulay, hospitals, buildings, public schools, highways, roads. Kung wala siyang taxes, so pag walang tax, so yung welfare ng people, ng kanyang citizens, no, ay hindi niya magagawa. And another importance of taxation, taxation protect locally produced goods kasi nga pag ikaw ay nag-import, yung mga import, sinisingil natin ng tax. Para ma-discourage mag-import or gumamit ng mga imported goods. Example, ikaw, balak mo mag-import, kaya sabi ng government, sisingilin ito ng import duties or tariff. Ikaw naman, wag na nga lang mag-import, mahal pala, no? So, bibilin na ako ng mga local goods, no? So that is one way protecting yung locally produced goods. Kasi nga pag puro imported tapos hindi mo tinatax, meron tayong mentality gano'n, di ba? Import natin gagamitin, i-tax natin para ma-discourage sa mga importer na mag-import ng goods. So there's no choice for them but to use locally produced products. Ayan, no? Number 3, protect new industries by granting tax exemption. Yung government kasi meron siyang mga ginagawa. Example, pag bago pa lang negosyo mo for 2 years, no? Meron kang tax exemption muna. Pag first 2 years kasi hindi pa masyadong malakas ang negosyo mo, so wala mo ng tax na sisingilin. On the 3rd year, dun kanya sisingilin. So pag ganon, mga negosyante, they will be encouraged to enter a business kasi nga wala pang tax sa first 2 years, no, ng kanilang operation. So they can be protected kasi ang kanilang income ay hindi masyadong mababawasan. Tuloy-tuloy na. Pero on the 3rd year, saka pa lang sila sisingilin. And number 4, regulate property kasi nga meron tayong mga taxes na binabayaran. So pag maraming ari-arian, ayan. So marami ka rin tax na bayaran sa local government, no? Example, sa City Hall, you pay your property taxes. That is to regulate. No? Your right to own a property is being taxed. Yan. So depende sa fair market value ng iyong property, yung tax na binabayaran. And lastly, the importance of taxation, the wealth of the nation, the wealth in a country is evenly distributed pag merong tax. Kasi nga sabi natin, no, yung mga mayayaman, tinatax ng malaki. At yung tax na pupunta sa mga mahihirap, papakinabangan ng mga mahihirap. So that is one way of distributing the wealth of the nation. And so, we are done with our first lesson, the introduction to taxation system. So hoping that you have learned something, guys, sa ating lesson na to. Magagamit nyo sa inyong mga business, negosyo, or whether you are an employee in a private company. Ayan, so until here for the meantime, and see you again next time, people. And before you go, may I ask you, please support my channel. Subscribe naman, guys. Thank you very much, people. See you around.
And to subscribe naman ako, guys, sa aking munting channel, Doc Oliver the Great TV. At yung aking isa pang channel, Doc Negosyo. Thank you!